YouTube, we are in the process of buying a house today on January 12th. I went from maybe being homeless. I still had another month or so, but I would have to pay the $850 of rent, which I didn't have. So if my husband continued to not help, then I would have ended up being homeless, since I had to pay a lot of other bills and then also rent. But while we were doing that, we were also messaging with the VA loan, and I looked at a house. My husband wasn't there, and they accepted our counter offer, so now we're going to go through with the inspection from the VA, and we're going to hopefully move in by the end of February. It happened very fast, but I am excited. I'm going to garden at this house, and my family will hopefully come live there, because like I mentioned before, they are homeless in Arizona, and that's been something that's been of concern for the past couple years now. So hopefully they will stay long enough and work and get a car or cars, because it's my mom and brother. They'll get cars. My brother could graduate high school, and they could kind of just get back on their feet. It's been a long time, and I know that it will take time, but my life significantly improved when I got into a stable living situation. So I hope that this will do the same for them. I really hope it goes through. They still have to close the housing process. I know there may be an exchange of money, but I got so overwhelmed by the whole situation. My husband wasn't doing anything, so I just kind of let them take care of it. I was accepting the possibility that we may just not get in, and I may just have to leave all my stuff behind and live in the car. But then they figured it out, so that's good. Going to work, it is much farther from my work. It's going to be about an hour there every day, so an hour back. My job is only paying me $15.06 an hour. I did just start college for nursing. Well, I'm taking my prerequisite classes, and then I will be able to get into the nursing program, hopefully. So I'll stay at this job until the end of the school year, which is a month before June. January, February, March, April, May. So it's still May. It's January right now. But as long as they don't fire me, I will stay until then. And hopefully I can get my implant started. I love gardening, and I plan to grow all of our food. So I will record my gardening process. I know that it will be expensive to have a house, and that we won't have an emergency fund, which is highly, highly recommended. But the money that we would be spending paying another landlord to fix things, or just to live in their house, would be towards improving our own or paying off our own asset. So I feel like that's beneficial. My family is also paying an exorbitant amount of money to stay in hotels currently, and they are willing to help pay for the bills, so that would be helpful as well. I am nervous about everything. Like last night, I was just so overwhelmed that I ended up just going to bed, trying to deal with everything. I was yelling at the situation, and my dog, who just walks in front of me wherever I'm going all the time. It's very frustrating, but this house has a large yard that she can just run around in, and my mom and brother have dogs, so she'll have new friends, and it will be actually maybe less expensive because we'll all be chipping in. That's the hope, that's the plan. I did get an apartment in my name in Arizona, and I ended up leaving it to go be with my husband, and we baby. So I feel like that was a good decision because of having a baby. But wasn't a good decision because I abandoned the house and my family was evicted. So I had to pay that off. We're going to have a lot of debt, but we are going to keep chipping away at it. I'm going to end up making more money. So that will be good. I know I haven't checked in for a couple days. I've been spending the weekend with my baby and my husband, but he's mainly been working a second job. So I do have to look for a higher paying job. My sister is going to have to stay in Arizona because she has some legal matters going on. And I had a dog there, but I was struggling with my mental health and going into the hospital pretty frequently, so my mom ended up rehoming her. Eventually I would like to hopefully get my dog back, but you have to have a house in Arizona or Nevada to do that. It would be nice to own a duplex and then rent it out, and then once the mortgage is paid off by the tenants, I would collect the money from that. I'm also a notary in the state of Indiana, so I would like to transfer my notary business to my new address, praying that we get this house. Then I could do more of that, especially on the weekends or when I get home from work. They could meet me in the backyard or in the front room of our house, and then I'll just notarize their papers. And then eventually I could get a actual business. So that would be fun to have a regular business. And then I could be a nurse, part-time. I really would like to become a doctor, mainly just because it is like a symbol of success. I know that you could even make more in lower paying positions just being a business owner, but I would like to just be very esteemed in something, in anything, that I would be paid for my knowledge of things. I also would like to become a nurse because I feel like I have a lot of experience with that, being in the mental hospital, and I am very appreciative to the people that took care of me. I feel like it's a very honest career, and it's based around helping people, which is something that I feel strongly about. When I was younger, I wanted to be a veterinarian. Also, on my weight loss journey, I am at 164. My goal is 154 because one of the BMI sites I saw said that that is a healthy weight. My end goal is around 130, and then I'm going to build up muscle. I want to have more percentage of muscle than fat. I know that it seems like a silly pursuit, especially since life is short, but because life is short, I don't want to spend that time being obese. It's actually painful for me to be obese, like looking at myself, and I just don't feel like myself. I don't feel healthy. I just feel bad. So the time that I am alive, I want to be healthy and pass that on to my daughter and my future generations that come after me, instead of obesity. And so if you have a short life, you can take care of it. That doesn't mean you have to live poorly. I saw this YouTuber who was dealing with terminal illness, and she was very hopeful her entire life. So she inspired me. I forget what her name is, but I imagine her posts are still on YouTube. My mom's husband lives in Arizona. He actually has colon cancer. I would like for him to come, but he still is doing drugs, which has been an issue since before he was diagnosed. And I don't want that around my daughter. I feel like it's good to set boundaries, but I would love for him to be able to get some kind of care while he is struggling with this. But he did he has lived longer than the original diagnosis of his cancer projected. So that is a significant thing. I went to church yesterday and he talked about people having cancer and being healed. I do like this pastor better than his father, who is out of the country. It just seems like there's some kind of like financial thing going on. I do feel like going to church is important for me though, especially with the battles I undergo, since the majority of them are related to a sense of faith or religion. But please pray with me that we get this house and that everything goes well. I pray that everything gets better for you. I hope you have a great life that's filled with good health and wealth, however that may manifest. So it's 6:40 in the morning in Indiana.